What if the quarter in your pocket right now was quietly holding on to a piece of American history worth thousands of dollars? Imagine this: a small, everyday coin that millions of people touched, spent, and tossed aside without a second glance. But one of them carries the weight of revolution, natural beauty, and a story that refuses to be forgotten. Today, we're diving deep into the 2000 South Carolina state quarter, a coin that looks ordinary until it isn't. The camera slowly zooms in on the silver surface of the coin, light catching every ridge and detail as dramatic music swells. This isn't just another quarter, it's a time capsule from the year 2000, when the United States Mint launched one of the most successful collecting crazes in American history, the 50-state quarters program. And South Carolina's entry, it hits different. It feels alive with the spirit of the Palmetto State. Picture yourself back in 1788. South Carolina had just become the 8th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. A young nation was finding its footing after the fires of revolution. Fast forward over 200 years, and the Mint decided to honor that moment with a design that captures the soul of the state in one perfect pocket-sized masterpiece. The coin in your hand right now, look at it. On the front, the familiar, dignified profile of George Washington stares forward with quiet strength. Liberty arched above, In God We Trust, and $quarter below. It's the classic face millions grew up seeing. But flip it over, and that's where the magic begins. The reverse explodes with symbolism. The bold outline of South Carolina itself dominates the scene. Inside that shape, a majestic cabbage palmetto tree stands tall, the state tree, a symbol of resilience that has withstood hurricanes and history's storms. Perched nearby, the tiny but fierce Carolina wren, South Carolina's state bird, sings its story. And weaving through it all, the delicate yellow jessamine, the state flower, reminding us of beauty that thrives even in tough soil. The Palmetto State proudly declared above, with 1788 marking its place in the Union. A pluribus unum at the bottom, out of many, one. As the script narrator speaks, B-roll shows sweeping shots of South Carolina swamps, palmetto trees swaying in the wind, revolutionary battle reenactments, and close-ups of the coin's intricate engravings with dramatic lighting and slow-motion zooms. But here's where it gets suspenseful. Most people see this coin and think, just 25 cents. Collectors, they see hidden details most eyes completely miss. Lean in closer. Notice how the palmetto tree's fronds are etched with incredible precision, each leaf telling its own story of endurance. The wren's feathers catch the light in ways that make it feel like it's about to take flight right off the metal. And that state outline, it's not just a map. It's a boundary of pride, enclosing symbols that South Carolinians hold dear. These aren't random decorations, they're carefully chosen emblems of identity, designed by Thomas D. Rogers, capturing the essence of a state that played a pivotal role in America's founding. Now the question every viewer is wondering, could your 2000 South Carolina quarter be the one that's secretly valuable? Let's talk mint marks, those tiny letters that change everything. Look under Washington's portrait on the obverse. If you see a P, it was struck in Philadelphia. Over 742 million of those. A D means Denver, with around 566 million produced. Both are common in circulation, which is why most of these quarters you find in change are still worth exactly 25 cents. But condition, that's the real game changer. Imagine pulling one from a roll of coins that's been sitting untouched since 2000. Perfect luster, no bag marks, razor-sharp details on the wren's wing and the tree's trunk. In the world of coin grading, that could push it into MS-67 or higher territory. Top-tier examples, MS-68 or that unicorn, MS-69, have sold at auction for thousands. One 2000p South Carolina quarter graded MS-69 once hammered for over $3,500. Not because it's rare in numbers, but because perfection in a high mintage coin is incredibly hard to find. Rehook. Wait, don't click away yet, Because even beyond condition, there are stories and subtle varieties that keep serious collectors up at night. Some 2000 South Carolina quarters show minor striking anomalies, extra branches on the tree, slight doubling on letters, or off-center strikes that escape the mint's quality control. These aren't fabricated fantasies, they're real mint errors that turn a common coin into a treasure for error coin enthusiasts. One extra branch variety or stinger tail on the wren has drawn serious attention in collector circles. The camera cuts to macro shots of potential error spots on example coins, with on-screen text highlighting the features and suspenseful sound design. Now let's get real about value. A circulated 2000 South Carolina quarter? Probably still just face value, but in uncirculated condition from a mint set or original roll, it starts climbing. High-grade specimens in MS66 or MS67 can fetch $10 to $100 or more, depending on eye appeal, and those ultra-rare top grades. That's where the heart-pounding auction moments happen. This is where collector psychology kicks in. Why do people fall in love with these coins? It's not just money, it's the hunt. It's holding a piece of 2000, the turn of the millennium, when the world was changing fast and America was celebrating its diversity through these state designs. The 50 State Quarters program brought millions of new people into coin collecting. Kids checked their change daily. Families bonded over albums. It created a cultural moment where everyday objects became gateways to history. For South Carolina collectors especially, this quarter represents home. The palmetto tree that survived the Revolutionary War cannon fire at Fort Moultrie, the wren's song echoing through low-country marshes, the jessamine blooming along coastal roads. Every time you hold it, you're touching that pride. Visual sequence, emotional montage. Families looking through coin albums together in the early 2000s. Kids discovering their first find. Close-ups of hands turning the coin under lamplight, intercut with historical footage of South Carolina landscapes and revolutionary scenes. Think about it. How many of these quarters have been melted down, lost, or damaged over the last 25-plus years? The ones that survived in pristine condition carry a story of luck and care. They survived pockets, cash registers, and time itself. If you're watching this and you have a jar of old coins at home, now's the moment. Grab them. Check your 2000 South Carolinas. Look for that sharp detail. Check the mint mark. Feel the weight. Run your finger along the reeded edge. Is there something special about yours? This coin reminds us that history isn't always in museums. Sometimes it's jingling in your pocket. It whispers about resilience, the palmetto standing tall after storms, about unity, a pluribus unum, about the small things that make a state and a nation extraordinary. As the music builds to an emotional crescendo, the camera pulls back from an extreme close-up of the coin, revealing it glowing against a dark background with subtle American flag elements fading in. The 2000 South Carolina quarter isn't just metal. It's a bridge between past and present, between the revolutionaries who risked everything and the collectors today who preserved their legacy. In a world of digital everything, there's something powerfully human about holding a coin that connects you directly to 1788 and to 2000. So the next time you get change back at the store, don't just pocket it without looking. That ordinary quarter might be carrying an extraordinary story. It might be worth more than you think, not just in dollars, but in the history it represents. What about you? Have you ever found a special state quarter that made your heart race? Drop your story in the comments below. Which state's quarter is your favorite and why? And if you haven't started checking your coins yet, what are you waiting for? If you love these deep dives into hidden history and valuable coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're uncovering more rare coins, hidden details, and collector stories every week. Your next big find might be waiting in your drawer right now. Thanks for watching. Keep hunting. Keep wondering. And remember, sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones right in front of us, waiting to be discovered.